Be asking yourself, how do I get past this breakup? Breakups can leave us with so many different emotions, right? Ranging from hurt to disappointment to confusion and even anger, right? Today I want to talk about 4 ways we can get past that breakup. Not 4 ways on how to get them back. As I touched on in my last video, there's so much advice out there on how to use these manipulative tricks and tips to get the person to come back. But real talk, many times it's not meant for us to reconcile, and there was a reason it had to end. But if this is your first time here, I'm Mari. Welcome to my channel. Here, I get to the root causes as to why we choose toxic people or relationships. So let's start with number one of the 4 ways that we can get past a breakup. Stay tuned to the end because the fourth one is huge. So let's start with number one. Number one is, let's remember why. Let's remember why we had to end it. There was, for whatever reason it was for you. It could have been a distraction. It could have been there could have been abuse, hurt, confusion. There's so many different reasons, but remember why, or try to remember why and focus why it had to end. It wasn't beneficial for us because so many times our mind will tell us, oh, it was so nice. And it'll want to focus on the good times. Acknowledge that, yes, there were good times, but there were more bad times than there were good. And it had to end because it wasn't beneficial for us. Our mind can, again, and our emotions can lead us astray when it comes to making a rational decision about what's best for us. So number one, remember why it had to end. Number two, many of you won't like it, and I didn't like it when I was going through, but you have to go through to get through. So real talk, no filter, not sugarcoating it. You're going to have to go through. There's no getting around it. You're going to have to cry. You're going to have to vent to friends, family, or, some people may even need therapy. You're going to have to go through it. You're grieving. It's the end of a relationship, a death of a relationship, so you're going to have to just go through. That's the only way, like I said, to get through is to go through. So that's number two. Number three, think about, again, I'm all about looking at the root causes. Look at what the root cause or reason, rather, was that you engaged in this toxic relationship, or unhealthy. For those of you who are saying, oh, well, it wasn't so much abusive or think about why you engaged in it. Not from the standpoint of, because number one was, you remember why you had to end it. Think about, and number three, think about why you chose it. Now, why is that important? Because if we don't know why we chose it, we'll continue to pick that same type of person over and over again. Different face, I would say different face, same type. So look at the root as to why, the root causes, reasons as to why you chose that relationship, why you stayed in it so long. You must look at that because we can't heal what we don't confront, what we're not aware of. So it's very critical in our healing process to know why we chose this, to understand and know why we chose this. So that's number three. Number four, I told you was huge. At least it was for me. You let me know in the comments if it was for you. Number four is forgiveness. Forgiveness. Now, you may be saying, well, what does that have to do with getting over? Because when you don't forgive, you're angry. You're angry. So forgive, and I'm not talking about just the other person. Forgive yourself. Because again, this is very critical in healing. If you haven't forgiven yourself, then you're going to be angry, not only at the other person, but at yourself. And you may go through that. Don't get me wrong. You're going to have your moments where you're angry. Oh my gosh, how could I have gotten into that relationship? I knew. Okay, don't beat yourself up, but forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and get the lesson. I always say get the lesson and move on. So don't, dwell in anger, stay in that angry place because, again, that's going to hinder you from moving on because now you're angry, and especially for women, oh, I'm angry. You may be angry at him because of what he said and angry at yourself. And now you're texting and you're saying things or, oh, I just want to tell him off, calling him, or, whatever it is you may be doing because you're angry. So forgive yourself and forgive the other person. Get the lesson and move on. Now, I'm not saying that's easy to do, but these 4 steps for me were huge because they helped me to see my part in it. They helped me to see where I needed to heal. And they helped me to see that once I forgave and let it go, again, it's a process, then it helped me to heal and move on. It helped me to heal and move on. Again, these 4 steps were huge for me. Let me know what you think. Have you been in a relationship where it was hard to move on, and why? There's so many other ways that we could touch on, but for me, these were the main ones that helped me to heal and move on from that relationship, because I had to look at myself and I had to remember why that relationship wasn't good, which was number 1. I had to go through number 2. Number 3, I had to look at why I chose it. Sometimes it goes back to your family, maybe the dysfunction in the family, or what you saw, relationships you saw growing up. I did touch on that on a different video. Or number 4, you're still holding on to unforgiveness. He did this, she did that, and you're angry. And that's why you can't move on, because you got to let that go. I'm not going to sugarcoat that one either. Forgiveness can be a process and it takes time, but be gentle with yourself and forgive yourself and get the lesson. But that's all I had for today. This is Mari. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Until tomorrow, God bless.